Hello. I'm Angel if you don't know me. But I had a request to do a recording based on a post that I made, what is now 4 years ago, that I shared again. So I will give just a little backstory of myself. I was previously married for almost 13 years and it ended badly. And I was in probably one of the worst places ever, mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, like you name it. I was not in a good place. And so I purposely decided that I would stay single, that I would take some time for me because after that divorce, I really didn't know who I was. I didn't know much about myself because I had kind of given so much of it to my marriage, to being a mother, to being a student. Those were like and to doing the things that I did within my church. So like that was my life. I didn't really have much more. Excuse the dings of my emails and stuff. But so after being single for I think it was a little over 3 years, um, and literally being single, y'all, like not dating, not doing anything. Right when I wrote this post, I think I was attempting to try to open myself up to dating at the time, and had ran across some people that were not that didn't have good intentions. So it kind of opened my eyes very quickly, and so I made this post just kind of to share the things that I had really learned. And I will, say that I am not a relationship expert. Trust and believe I'm not. But what I tell people, what I tell my mentees, what I tell my students I work with, what I tell my friends, and what I tell uh, like people that I just educate, I tell them that the only reason I can give good advice is because I've done everything wrong already. Like you name it, I've done it wrong, and so I've learned from my mistakes. So that is why I share so much. So I'm going to just read to you and kind of explain each one that I wrote just a little bit. So this video isn't going to be about an hour. um, but number one, I put no relationship books have the answers to finding the perfect mate. You truly have to give it to God. He will give you the things you didn't even know you needed. And so, what made me write that one was because um, I thought I knew exactly what I needed to be happy. I thought I knew what type of man I wanted, what type of person I wanted to be with. But I was blessed to remarry. And my husband, let me tell y'all, he is something. And if you were to compare a list of what I thought I needed to who he is, a lot of the things um, that he is was not on my list. So God was like laughing at me because I thought I think I knew what I wanted, but I had no clue what I needed. And so giving it to him provided him space to actually give me what I needed. And everything that my husband is what I needed. I needed someone who was calm. I needed someone that was patient. I needed someone who wasn't always fighting for limelight or upset if limelight was put on me. Like all those things were very important, and I just didn't know. So again, no books. Nobody's gonna be able to tell you that. You have to work with God on looking for the person that you want to be with. Number two, make sure you deal with you first, because if not, you will miss the right one by punishing them for what all the wrong ones did to you. Yo, that right there is serious. And it is for everything that you have to work on, because even now, I've been married almost 3 years. Wow, I've been married almost 3 years. But even now, there are times where there's something that can trigger something that had been done to me in the past, and I could, easily want to get frustrated or mad or think that, my husband may mean me harm because he said one word, one little tiny word that has triggered a thought of something that somebody did to me over and over again. And so we have to be really careful with that. And so I spent a lot of time trying to heal from just my bitterness, my frustration, my hurt, my trust. And so I had to deal with that with myself. Now, I'm not saying you got to be perfect to enter a new relationship. No, but you sure got to dig into them deep crevices and dark caves that we cover up with makeup and pretty dresses and shoes, in order to make sure that you don't take the baggage that will be the demise of something that God has sent to you. Okay. Number 3, when a person wants to be with you, you will never have to ask, why didn't you call me? When will we ever spend time together? Why won't you commit? Don't fall for the I want to just be friends, but yet you do everything that a girlfriend, boyfriend would do trick. Do not try to make yourself fit into space that is not designed for you. That was something that happened to me probably with one of the first people I so called myself liking after I was coming out of my singlehood. And I just always had to beg for attention. Like I always had to say, oh, why didn't you call me today? Why didn't you text me today? Oh, why, right? And because I had been coming out of this space of being single, I was just like, man, what am I doing wrong? Is it me? But one thing I quickly learned, especially when I started dating my husband, is that when somebody wanna talk to you, they gonna talk to you. If someone is very interested, excuse me, they are not. You're never gonna have to beg for that attention. You're never gonna have to beg for that phone call. Like they gonna call you. And if they don't call you, you gonna know why they didn't call. And so don't beg for that stuff, man. You don't have to do that. It is not necessarily, and don't cheat yourself. Don't short yourself in that way. Number 4, if you love God and attend church regularly, but think a person who does not is your soulmate, I need you to stop it right now. Stay true to the things that are good about you. Now, I'm not saying that there are not relationships out there that work who have different belief systems, but they have entered that relationship with their own agreements, deciding that that is going to be what it is. But I know women who have given their whole lives to God and to his mission and to his work and spend, all of their time dedicated to that, but will then try to make a relationship work with a spouse that does not even believe in God or don't believe in church or don't believe in that. Unfortunately, when you enter those relationships and it was not a formal agreement to it, then they will start to despise the time that you give to God. They will start to feel jealous of the time that you give to your church and that you give to those things that mean the world to you. So don't play yourself. Don't think that you can switch up on that and make it work just out the blue. And then don't think that someone's going to just love you so much that they're going to change what they believe in. Don't enter serious relationships with the intention of big changes happening or naturally reoccurring. That's setting yourself up for some serious failure, y'all. All right. Number 5, I know it's hard to be single for a long time. It makes you question everything about yourself. Please know that you are worth so much more than you are willing to settle for at these moments of weakness. Y'all, I got to a point where I had been single for so long and everybody started like convincing me, oh my God, you're almost 40, you got a kid, you got this and that. Like people really made me feel like being single was a death trap for me because of my age and I'm a big girl. So people say that too. It's a limited amount of people that like big girls and that. Like people were pouring salt on my wounds that were healing and just reopening them. And so I really, really started to question everything about myself. Like, am I this person I always thought I was? Am I beautiful? Am I enough? Will somebody love me? Will somebody like me for who I am? Do I need to hurry up and lose weight? Do I need to hurry up and do this? Then I even found that having college degrees was hurting my relationship status because, Lord, men were threatened by that and I couldn't believe it. Even men with their own degrees were threatened by a woman with multiple degrees. And so I started questioning, oh, did I learn too much? Did I do, like when I tell y'all my head was in some crazy places, don't let nobody trick you the way that I let them trick me for a hot minute. And I'm going to tell you, it was only a minute because I got myself right up on out of that and got away from all the foolishness. And so you will have these moments of weakness where you just want to take the first thing that comes your way. Don't do it. Even if it comes in a pretty package, because the first thing came my way, it was fine with degrees, supposedly loved the Lord, but was a hot stinging mess. And so be very careful with that. Don't let moments of weakness make you take the first thing that comes. Number 6, it is okay to have high expectations for who your mate will be, but make sure you have something to bring to the table as well. And what you have to bring to the table does not have to be material at all. And so, we talk about this unequally yoked thing. And I think sometimes we confuse that by meaning if I have a master's degree, you should have a master's degree. If I don't have any children, you should not have children. And I don't think that's what equally yoked means. I think it means that we both have something to bring to the table that will enrich the relationship that we are bringing together. And so, whether that's money, whether that's love, whether that's the type of heart that you have, the type of servant leadership you have, like whatever it is, that is what we're looking for to be equally yoked on. You both love the Lord. You both, you know what I mean? Like those are the things that are most important. But that whole, I need him to have 6 figures. I need him to have this and that. It's okay if that's what you want. I'm not dogging anybody. But there are times where we focus so much on material that we miss like the personality traits and the heart and the giving, being a giving person. Like we forget to talk about those things more than we talk about the material things. So yes, have high expectations. But don't miss your blessings because you so focused on a number or a height or a skin complexion or a size that you miss out. I'm gonna tell y'all, before my husband, I hated big beards and facial hair and like I hated that stuff. I was like, no, I needed to be a certain way, and I was so caught up in that. But let me tell you, I love everything about my man, and I love his beard. so so don't limit yourself. Have high expectations. Have things that you like and what you want, but again, take that stuff to God and don't be so limited to where you miss, your right person just because of that. All right, 7. Pray for and with the person who is interested in you. It builds a foundation that will be unbreakable because it allows God to guide you both. It will lead you closer or quickly let you know it's not meant to be. And I think that one's pretty self-explanatory. I will tell you that my husband was probably one of the first people that really, really prayed with me while we were dating. And that was something surprisingly new. It shouldn't have been, but it was really new. And I appreciate it. And it helped us to take things slow. It helped us to get to know each other. It helped me to know his love for God and just where his mind and his heart was. And so I truly appreciated it. Number 8, take time to date and really get to know each other. Have long phone conversations. Talk about things you're passionate about. Take walks and don't rush. We are in such a fast-paced era. Like we want things fast. We want it to come quickly. We want to have it. Like, come on, bring it to me, give it to me. And we miss out on taking our time. And so me and my husband, we really dated. Like we went on real dates. We really sat and talked. We really watched movies. We fought, trying to be too physical and any of those things. Like we really, really were like, wait, let's try it. Well, actually, it was him. I ain't gonna lie. It was him that was like, let's wait. he told me, I'm not trying to just have a girlfriend. Like I really want us to see where this goes. And so he paused and kind of made us really listen to God on our next movements. And by that, I was able to get to know him. Like at this time, like I said, we've been married almost 3 years. And we didn't, live together until we got married. But we had spent so much time getting to know each other that I just knew what to expect. Like I knew who he was going to be when he got in this house. It was no surprises for me. I knew the things that would irritate me, just like he knew the things that would irritate him about me. I knew the things that he was and wasn't going to do. Um, I also knew how he felt by looking at his face. I also knew um, if he was thinking deeply because of the shape of his eyes. Like, those were the things that I was able to really study and get to know about him, which I thought was beautiful. Sorry, my computer went to sleep. And so, let's see. So make sure you date. Like, don't rush. Uh, don't rush. And then number 9, find a best friend, someone who will be a cheerleader for you, someone who will tell you the truth. That's a big one right there. I think we enter relationships where we immediately kind of put on this facade and we're this person that just wants to make someone happy. And if that is the foundation that you build your relationship on, it will eventually wear down. And the moment that you start to tell the truth, it will feel painful and it will be hurtful to the person that you're with because they're not used to that. So you have to enter a relationship knowing that we're going to be honest with each other. When something bothers us, let's talk about it right then and there. Let's not hold it in. And so that is something that I know people always give that advice of don't go to sleep mad. And it's the truth. But I wouldn't even say just don't go to sleep mad. Don't go to work mad. Don't eat dinner across the table with each other mad. Like, really let it out. And what I love about my husband and I is that when we make each other mad or something, like, I know when I've made him mad. and and we've never had like no real big argument or anything like that, but we will say, now you made me mad, right? And he'll be like, yeah, I know I made you mad, or vice versa. And so then we're able to laugh about it and kind of talk about it, but talk about it um, as a caring relationship and not as people who are out to get the last word and say something just to be right. And so, again, if I go back to, number 7, praying together, number 2, taking time to date, like, I think those are the key things that built that best friendship that then allowed us to care more about each other's feelings than being right. I never want to focus on being right more than focusing on making sure that I'm being as open and real with him as I can. And then 10, and the final one, is learn to love your own company before you expect somebody else to. I couldn't think of anything I had done by myself for a long time. I couldn't think of me going out to eat by myself, going to the movies by myself, any of that. And I also couldn't think of any times that I like really sat down and just self-assessed. Um, and it made me realize when I was single and sitting in those moments by myself, uh, that dang, I don't know if I like me too much. Like, I don't know. I'm not enjoying my company. And so I had to kind of go through this process of dating myself. And so before I continued on trying to date before meeting my husband and everything, I had to date myself. And I did. I went to the movies. I even went on a couple trips. I yeah, I would just sit at coffee shops by myself. You name it. I dated myself and I started to love it and I started to enjoy it. And when I did that, it was actually one day I was at a movie theater that you can eat dinner and all that. And I was by myself watching a movie. And this was right before um, my husband asked me out. And I was getting up, leaving the movie theater by myself. And I heard God say, I think you're ready. And I kid you not, I was like, ready for what? you know? But I heard him say, I think you're ready. And I was like, okay, all right. I think I'm ready. All right. And I had no idea what that meant for me. And the man I married was a man I looked at for the past 20 years or 16 years, not even having a second thought that we would be a couple ever. And so that was important. And so most importantly, if you don't get anything out of anything that I've said in this message, and if you've pushed through to the end with me, the biggest message is don't settle. Like, don't settle. You don't have to settle. And you have to define what settling means for you. But don't settle for being treated any kind of way, being talked to any kind of way, not being feeling honored, not getting a phone call, not getting common courtesy. Like you don't have to do none of that. Don't let people lie to you and tell you that you ain't never gonna find somebody. Because I'm gonna tell you, you will find the person that you are supposed to have if you are open to it. But don't let people convince you that you must take what comes because you don't deserve any more. Because, boo, that is not the truth. All right? All right. Love you guys. Bye.